So there's been an eruption of outrage online as the Robinhood commission-free trading platform has shut down purchases of GameStop as retail investors move towards a short squeeze. It's pretty obvious that the market manipulation is taking place to protect big hedge fund investors and the billionaire class. And there's a small protest that has spontaneously erupted outside the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yeah, it's exposing the contradictions that exist in our economic system. They say that we have a free market, but then, when ordinary people, retail investors, are trying to, prevent these incredibly wealthy hedge funds from driving businesses into the ground and getting all these ordinary workers fired because, shops get closed up, they're prevented from taking that kind of direct action. And this happens any time that we try to introduce any sense of democracy into the workplace or into the market at all.
You see, there's two sets of rules, and 99% of us have to follow one set, 1% follow the other. And I mean, we're here today. SEC holds power. It should be kind of protecting everybody, and it's clearly not doing what it was functioned to do, which is to provide a marketplace that's equal to everyone. And it's clear that there's bribery in open sight, what we're seeing with Robinhood. It's clear that hedge funds are losing. They're stopping, they're changing the rules, and they're saying, hold the bag. You lose, you are up, now we take your money.
The rebellion began on January 13th when amateur retail investors coordinating on a Reddit group called Wall Street Bets organized a buy-up of stock in GameStop, a failing company which major hedge funds like Citron and Melvin Capital were shorting or betting against. The coordinated play by small investors created a short squeeze, forcing the big hedge funds to buy up stocks to cover their positions, which sent the GameStop stock surging by 600%. Having been prevented from cannibalizing yet another American company for massive profits, the big short sellers wound up losing $14.3 billion in GameStop on January 27th alone, and the billionaire investor class was unable to contain its panic.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
By January 28th, Wall Street began clamping down, blocking trades of GameStop on Robinhood, as well as platforms like Schwab and TD Ameritrade. At around the same time, Discord shut down the Wall Street Bets chat on the grounds that its users were guilty of hate speech. Meanwhile, Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary who is said to be monitoring the situation, was on the defensive for raking in millions in speaking fees from big banks and financial firms, including $810,000 from Citadel, the owner of Robinhood.
And I had a follow-up on the markets and everything that's happening with GameStop. You did mention, I believe, yesterday that the Treasury Secretary is monitoring the situation and she's kind of on top of it. There have been some kind of concerns about her previous engagements with Citadel and speaking fees that she has received from Citadel. Are there any plans to have her recuse herself from advising the president on GameStop and the whole Robinhood situation?
Well, just to be clear, what I said was that we have the Treasury Secretary is now confirmed. Obviously, we have a broad economic team. The SEC put out a statement yesterday that I referred to, but I don't think I have anything more for you on it other than to say, separate from the GameStop issue, the Secretary of Treasury is one of the world-renowned experts on markets, on the economy. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone she was paid to give her perspective and advice before she came into office.
In coordinated fashion, the financial establishment was blocking individual retail investors from using the market to their own advantage. Outside the offices of the SEC, protesters called the suppression evidence of an anti-democratic ruling class that was rigging the system.
Really just how it is. We do have a class society here in the United States, and it's always existed. Sometimes it gets pushed below the surface. this is one of those events where it really brings it to the surface.
As GameStop investors seek to hold the line, many are convinced their financial rebellion will carry over into a broad-based political movement.
I think a lot of the country is waking up on both sides. I mean, you're seeing AOC and Ted Cruz agree on something for once, which I think speaks to a broader, point that a lot of the separations that we see are artificial. It's done by the people in charge who are just trying to kind of separate based on class, based on race, based on gender, based on all these things. The reality is that so many of us, more than we think, are suffering from the same oppression, in our society, economic oppression. I mean, how many people have lost their jobs the past year, and all these billionaires are making doubling, tripling their wealth? And it's just not right. And I'm just hoping that people will wake up to that.